that to continue to win, we must continue to grow. Let's go. You can compound your greed with the image of hope. Study the foul physics of falsified gimmicks. Ride and fall with it and try to ride. Living your life ain't worth living if you ain't got vision. Come on.
All right, take two. We just had this whole podcast conversation before, but I'm an idiot and I had it on photo and not on record, so here we go again. This is my friend Duane. He's a martial artist. He's also a tattoo artist. He's an artist in general, and we're going to talk a little bit about tattoos today, how he got into it, how everything works. We trained together at DefTech Cebu. But we'll get to that in a bit. So, Duane. First things first, something I forgot to ask before is when you have a tattoo, how long do you have to wait till you roll? How long do you have to be careful until the skin is all nice and tight before you have to worry about rubbing it off when you train jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or something like that?
Well, it really depends on how fast you heal.
Okay.
If you usually it takes about a week. Some people it takes 2 weeks.
Okay.
It just really depends on how fast you heal. But for me, if you have a new tattoo, and especially if you train jiu-jitsu, it's more of a contact sport. So I would suggest just let it heal first before you go back to training.
Because my friend had a fresh tattoo done, and it was fully healed. He waited like 4 months, but he still didn't want to do he didn't want to train
4 months.
4 weeks or something.
Wow.
But he didn't want to train anything with overhooks because he was afraid that he would rub off the ink or something.
Nothing's
like
gonna
that.
happen after 4 weeks. If
So
the scab is already gone, then
if the scabs are gone, you don't have to worry about
if
anything.
the skin is fully generated, you're
Okay.
good to go.
All right. Okay. Again, how did you get into it? You told me about some bad tattoos that you got done. I have a lot of friends who had some bad tattoos done because when I grew up in China, nobody cared about our age. Most of my friends have like one of my friends did one half herself with like just a pin and some ink, and she had a heart on her hand, and then her dad saw us like, "Fuck, what are you doing?" Well, let's get the other half at least filled in by a professional tattoo artist. So tell me about your tattoos.
Well, I had one. It was here. It was supposed to be here. It was a smiling face. I got it in early 90s from a guy who just made his tattoo machines out of guitar strings and those dynamos that come from remote controls, and the inks they used were from the sign pen, those Stedler inks or Lottery inks, and the ink cups were from the bottle caps. They just put the inks on the bottle caps. With the needles, during those days when they sterilized needles, they dip it in alcohol,
Light it on fire.
and they're good to go.
It's pretty ghetto. I'm not gonna lie.
That was my first experience with the first tattoos that I got.
Yeah. All right. So tell me more.
Well,
you got that tattoo and you got that one done. You said you got them done when you were drunk and you just figured, I'll just get a tattoo.
Because I was with they call it here in the Philippines kababata. It's a friend where you grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw him, he had tattoos already done from that. Are also one of our kababatas, also our childhood friend. That's our childhood friend. He was a tattoo artist, and I saw that he got it from him. I said to myself, "No, I want one too." So there was one night when we were drinking, having fun. Then that's the time when you say, "I want a tattoo right now." So I got one from him. I think we did 2 tattoos in one night. Mm-hmm. The one over here, and also on this part, because it looked cool at that moment in time.
All right.
Yeah.
But isn't it dangerous to get a tattoo when you're drunk because it's easier for you to bleed because your blood is thinned out by the alcohol?
Well,
I heard something like that.
During those days, I've never really heard of
Well, now you know better, right?
Well, yeah, with right now when during today they hold seminars on how to do tattoos, especially if you really want to get into business. They call it a occupational safety hazard awareness something seminar, or OSHA in short. I forgot, but I took it 2 years ago.
Okay. When did you start tattooing?
I started tattooing when it was in 2010. I think it was September 30. That was the first. That was the time that my first tattoo kit arrived.
Mhm.
What got me into tattooing was when this Filipino rapper guy, a famous rapper in the Philippines, died. He died, and I was a big fan of him. So he had 3 stars and a sun on his back, a tattoo of 3 stars on his sun represents the Philippine flag. So I said to myself, I'm going to do a tribute for him, for Francis Magalona. So I copied his tattoo, I had it on my back, then I saw the guy who did the tattoos. I saw that the machines already new, it was clean, he used disposable needles, disposable inks. And then, so I said to myself, why not cover my old tattoos?
Mhm.
So I covered this one first. So there used to be a castle here,
Mhm.
then a cloud that looks like a face. So
I think I see the eyes and the
yeah,
mouth.
that's where it's. So it was. We did it. He did a half sleeve. He did this one first.
Mhm.
Then after this one, I said, "Wow, it's like it's addicting." So I think I did this one up to here,
Mhm.
then covered this one, covered the old one, the funny face here, covered this one. Then this one got completed before this one got finished. Within a year and a half, I got 2 sleeves.
Mhm.
Finished 2 sleeves, then I realized that man, I keep on paying tattoo artists to tattoo me, and it really costs a lot. So I said to myself, why not get into the business? So during uh, it was in 2009. I went to a tattoo convention in Manila because that's when I started getting tattoos. I said I want to watch tattoo conventions.
Mhm.
So I went to Manila, watched this. They call it Dudutan event. So I saw it. Then the next year, I watched again, and I saw some suppliers there. So I said to myself when I came back to Cebu that maybe I'll order a tattoo kit and just maybe for fun or maybe just a hobby, start tattooing. So good thing there was a friend of mine said that because it's really hard to look for when they know that you're just starting to do tattoos. It's really hard to ask people to let you tattoo them because
Yeah, I understand that. I would, if I'm honest, I wouldn't want to have to do that.
even I would I wouldn't say yes to myself. So I was lucky that this guy said he has an old tattoo on his calf. He said, "Why don't you do my old tattoo and just?" He just wanted me to recolor the old tattoo that he got. So that boosted my confidence. And then one of my other friends said, "Hey, do mine on my leg." It was a very simple tribal tattoo of an eagle. If you look at the logo of a Honda motorcycle, it just looks like the same as the wing from the Honda motorcycle. Then it all started from there. But when my friends knew that I was into tattooing, they would ask me to do their tattoos, and he said usually they do that because I don't know if in some places it's like this, but here in my experience, they come when they know that you just started tattooing, they think that it will cost them not as much because you're just beginning. So that's when okay, I'll get a tattoo from you. So how much is it? So I think it was converted in dollar. The first payment I got was uh, 200 pesos. If it's converted to dollars, how much is that?
That's like something like
Four-
$8. Oh no, sorry, $5.
Yeah, like that. It was.
500 pesos is 10 euros. It's about
I
the
think
same
it's just
as
around $4 for a. It was a. If I remember correctly, the first paying customer I got was it was a small dream catcher.
Mhm.
You know, that one that catches Western or Indian style catches dreams.
Yeah, it's like American Indian.
Yeah. That was the first paying customer guy. He was also a teammate of mine from a different martial arts club. So I think that was the first customer I got, and then people came in, started to ask me to do their tattoos for them. And they started like simple tattoos, like fonts or words or simple designs.
Mhm.
Then from there, I started to join. It boosted my confidence, and I started to join tattoo competitions.
Mhm.
So after 7 tries in tattoo competitions, I finally won one within 2 years' time.
Right.
I won a second place for a newbie division.
Nice.
So
Well, it's,
it boosted my confidence again.
how do you do competitions? How does that work? Are there just crazy people who are like, oh, I'll be the guinea pig for the convention, or
Yeah, there are people who volunteers who volunteer that you can tattoo me for that event, because some people just also want their especially when during tattoo competitions. Well, during my time, when it's hard to look for people, especially if you're just beginning.
Mhm.
It's hard to look for people who
are willing to go
willing
on
to
the
get
needle?
tattooed. Yeah. So, but during tattoo competitions, look, the way I see it, some people think that these guys are joining competitions, so they must be good.
Mhm.
So they volunteer themselves.
So it's a win-win, except
It depends.
Yeah,
It really depends, because if the guy that was there's
Because there's
I
some people
just
that overestimate their own prowess, and
Yeah.
they go in and never having done a tattoo before, and like, I'm a badass artist, I'll just tattoo somebody. They come home with something that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
I'm not gonna mention the guy's name, but I had a tattoo model once. She was my she volunteered for me and during 3 competitions. So I did 3 tattoos for her. It was on her back. Then I think it was on the fourth time, she said, "Is there another competition coming up?"
Mhm.
I said, "There is, but I just tattooed you a couple of months ago.
Mhm.
Why don't you just take a rest? Let your back heal and
Mhm.
just enjoy. Watch the tattoo competition and enjoy the show."
Mhm.
But she didn't listen, and there was one guy who asked her to be her model for that specific competition. Uh, and that guy was really tattooing longer than me, but
Mhm.
I just don't know, maybe tattooing isn't really for him, because what he did on the girl's back was really a mess. And when that girl went for a restroom break, he looked at his back in the mirror and he saw what the guy was doing, and it was really a mess. So she started crying, and then we told her, "See, I told you, you should just
Yeah.
listen or check the guy out before you."
Yeah, check his work. Whenever I
Yeah,
go to tattoo artist, I check his work first
Yeah.
before I get anything done by
Yeah.
them. Because there's nothing worse than regretting a tattoo.
There's a saying, it's think before you aim.
Yeah, it's a good saying. Yeah. Have you, apart from the ones that you got covered, have you ever regretted any of your tattoos? Because that's like a question that gets asked to everybody with a tattoo by everybody who's never had one.
Well, I think regretting is not really the word. Well, I don't know if
Or
it's,
wish that you had done it differently, or wish that you could get rid of it or something.
well, not really get rid of, but what I wish was, I wish that I waited to finish my sleeves, because what I did was I just wanted them filled up. I just wanted to have full
Something.
sleeves already. Then after a couple of years, there were many tattoo artists who were really doing good works, and then those Biomex design came in. Then I said to myself, "Wow, I should have got those designs." But most of the tattoos I have are
They
have,
still look really good.
yeah, but and all of them have meanings on them. Well, they have meanings for me.
That's something. That's something really important. Because when I grew up, I told you this story before, just a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. the way I got started is that most of I grew up in China. And in China, there's no legal age for anything, drinking, getting into it, especially if you're a white kid. Just, nobody asks you for anything. You obviously look older than Chinese kids, or at least that's what the Chinese people think. And no, just nobody gave a shit. So nobody asked us for any identification or parental permission or something. Like, there's white kids. They're not gonna sue me because they don't even speak the language. I'll just tattoo them.
Yeah.
So most of my friends got picked out stuff from a book, and I thought that was cool because the design looks really good. Why can't I have it? And then my friends like, yeah, but that's idiotic. You want to get something that means something. I only realized that once I got older that you actually want the thing to mean something.
Yeah.
When I talk to people that were older when they got their tattoos and they're like, oh yeah, you see this tribal? There's the initials of my kids' names worked into it and stuff like that. I'm like, well, that's really cool. I like that. I want stuff that means something to me. I don't just want to pick out a design out of a book. I want to have a friend of mine or somebody I trust design it for me, and somebody I trust tattoo me, because it's really dangerous. You know, you can get HIV, you can get all that stuff. And my mom drilled that into me really early, so I'm super OCD about that stuff. I have trouble hooking up with girls and not getting an STD test right away. My mom really did a number on me on that one, but at least I'm safe now.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that's true. But some of my friends got I had a friend who got, over the period of a year, he got like 10 tattoos or something. And
in a year.
Yeah, he never paid the guy. It was big pieces too. He paid him for the first couple, and then he was so lucky that my friend and the guy were both really heavy weed smokers. So my friend was 14 or 15 at the time, and the guy was, I don't know how old, like 25, 26, maybe 30. He was actually a really good artist. He tattooed his half sleeve on himself. He tattooed the Green Goblin on himself.
Wow. Did it look good?
It looked amazing. At least back then it did, because it was a tattoo. Right now I have more appreciation for it. Maybe it doesn't look that great. I can't remember, honestly. But the guy was really good. And since they both smoked so much weed, the tattoo artist actually forgot that my friend owed him like something like, I don't know, $500-600 worth of tattoos. So eventually, you know, my friend actually got a tattoo, which was not like our school was. Yeah, I went to German school first in Beijing. It's like a German embassy school. And the headmaster didn't like the tattoo he got, because she said, "Oh, it's too much. It looks too much like Nazi symbolism." So he had to get something else on top of it. It's like his second or third tattoo. He had to get covered up already.
Covered up.
So, and he regrets a couple, like the giant weed leaf on his back, and BB8, like he has like a tattoo across his forearm saying BBKT, which is German, is like the acronym in German for his friends group, where they are like professional beer competition drinkers or something like that. So it's he had a lot of really stupid ideas. But that's what you do when you're a 15-year-old kid. Is like, I want a tattoo. I have not thought this through. I'm gonna get this.
Well, I know one guy who's a tattoo artist in Manila. He has a dick on his face. He's really famous now for that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is he a good artist though?
He is.
But did he draw the dick on himself, or did somebody else do it for him?
Behind the story of his dick on his face, I really don't know, but he has a dick on his face with a piercing on the head. He has a piercing here. He has a, I think it was a McDonald's French fries on his armpit, and a burger on the other side, and a Jollibee on his forehead, and a big foot on here on his body, and on his back was a geisha, and his ass was the boobs of the geisha. But it's famous now for the.
I bet he is.
If you search for an internet,
dick on the face tattoo.
I'm sure it's it.
No. I met some people who had some really stupid tattoo ideas. But I had some friends who wanted to be badasses, but they didn't want their parents to know, so they got tattoos on the bottom of their feet, and they rubbed off within a couple of months.
Usually, when the skin changes, it fades.
Yeah. So you got into tattooing. You started doing tattoos on your friends, and then you won some competitions. How was the business? How do you do you earn, like, could you sustain a living doing tattoos, or is it just like a hobby for you?
Well, honestly, you could really live on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also depends on your lifestyle. Because some when they have clients, when they get paid, they go party or spend it somewhere else. When I started, uh, there was an advice from a famous tattoo artist here in Cebu. When I started, I used to go to that guy and ask for advice. How do you do this? How do you do that? Why is it like this? And these two guys told me, Duane, when you start doing, when you start earning, don't spend it right away. Invest in machines. Invest in your supplies.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Then when you're done investing, when you have your supplies, and let's say uh, people are coming in, they look for you already, then that's the time you can go spend. There was even one time, uh, it was because usually, I'm not saying that it's 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 what's happening, but here in the Philippines, if a foreigner comes, usually they think that we Filipinos charge them a lot. But there was one foreign guy who wanted me to do a back piece, back piece. So I didn't charge him with really a big amount, but I think I did 8 sessions on his back. And with those 8 sessions, I was able to take my family for a vacation in Boracay.
Oh, that's nice. I hear great things about Boracay.
Yeah, you should go there.
Like, everybody I know has been there, except for me and my mom. My mom says it's too much like a party island for her. I don't know. My mom likes like really small, silent resorts.
Well, it's some people go there for the parties, but you can also relax there. There are places where you can relax.
I don't really know. I've never been there. The only place I've been in Cebu was Lapu-Lapu and Oxford for the whale sharks. They're badass.
Did you go to Boracay?
I always see pictures like some of my friends, my old boss, my old coaches. They all go there for holiday. And damn, the water looks beautiful.
Yeah. But regarding your question again, I think, yeah, if you just take care of your business, it will support you.
All right.
It can support your family. It's just on how you handle it.
Because I see, like, I sometimes watch documentaries on it, and in the States there are guys who charge $1,000 an hour or something like that.
Yeah, here in the Philippines, well, some are already doing that. They charge, well, not $1,000 an hour, but they charge by the hour, because that's what that's what's in the States or some parts
That's
of
what
the
they do in
world.
Beijing too.
Yeah,
I mean, some places just charge for the finished piece, and some people charge for charge by the hour if it's going to be really intricate in detail. They charge by the hour.
usually here it's on how big the piece is, or the details on the piece. Usually it's the size.
Okay. All right. Martial arts. So you started out with karate.
Yeah.
You quit pretty soon after that because you beat up. Okay, tell me
Yeah,
that story again.
because
I like that story.
it was in I think late 80s, or I think it was in late 80s. I went to a Shotokan karate club here, somewhere near this place, and the sensei asked if who wants to challenge his colored belt. So I said to myself, I think I was just a couple of days in. So I said, I'll challenge him. So I raised my hand. They made me put an armor. He had an armor. So I was thinking, why would I punch his armor? Obviously, if you're in a fight, you wouldn't punch his armor. It wouldn't hurt him. So I grabbed the armor and punched his head 3 times. The instructor, the sensei, scolded me and slapped my face. What are you doing? So after the class, all the colored belts were waiting for me outside the gym. But luckily, I apologized and I didn't know, blah 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 blah, and they let me go. But they were giving me those wicked stares every time I go back and train. So I don't think it would be advisable if I stayed long enough.
So then you did Tai Chi and Aikido and stuff?
I did Tai Chi. For health reasons, I did Tai Chi. But I first did Aikido. I did it for 4 years. I went up until I was supposed to be examined for the brown belt. I decided to do Aikido because I was a big Steven Seagal fan. So I did Aikido. Then when it was really a dream of mine to get that black belt, but when I was supposed to get examined for the brown belt, the gym suddenly closed. The gym was in Ayala, by the way. It was in
the mall?
Yeah, in a ballet center.
Oh, okay.
It was in a ballet center. They have during Saturdays they have Aikido class.
Well, then the guys wear skirts, so
yeah, maybe so. But the sensei there was a lawyer, and I think he was going up in rank, so he had to close down school. So I had to look for someplace else. So I went to Tai Chi. Then that gym closed again. So I trained with some of my guys, my friends from the Aikido that trained in JiuJitsu. He started to put up. I forgot the name of the backyard gym. I call it backyard gym because we just do it on his own backyard. I think he called it Universal Jiu-Jitsu Cebu something, but it only lasted for a couple of months. Then, yeah, well, not really close because he left town and he worked in a place maybe in the Middle East. Then when there was a MMA competition here in Cebu held at Cebu Coliseum, organized by a Filipino martial arts called Yaoyan. So I watched a couple of events. Then what I heard from those guys were they were dangerous, or you get beaten if you join there. So I put it on the sideline and I just went to a weightlifting gym. But then suddenly, it's like I was intrigued. So I went in. I even brought my wife with me. I brought my wife. I brought my youngest, my one of my kids. I think he was still 1 year old by then. So I went to the gym.
I want you to come with me, so in case I don't make it home, I can say
bye. Maybe. So I went to that gym. The first thing I asked the instructor was, "Is it okay if I have a background, a different martial art background to train here?" I said, "Oh, it's okay, no problem." With the news that I got, and I was afraid maybe they would beat the guy up if they knew that. I think that's the what I think most of the. If you go train to a different gym and they know that you come from, I think that's a myth, right? It's a myth like that. If you go there, maybe you get beat up.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought when I went there. But it was the guys there were really welcoming. They were like they were also like family to me. So I started to train there around 2006. So their Yaoyan, by the way, is abbreviation of the word Sayaw ng Kamatayan, which means dance of death. Sayaw is dance, and Kamatayan is death. So they took the last syllables from 2 words. So Sayaw, they took the Yaw, and the Yan from Kamatayan. So that's explains the word Yaoyan. It's originated by a guy named Grandmaster Napoleon Fernandez, who's based in Manila right now. He created that art, Yaoyan, for Filipinos, because usually Filipinos are small.
Mhm.
So he wanted to create a martial art that was built, made for Filipinos to beat big guys.
Mhm.
They say it's most people who see Yaoyan fights. They say it's just like Muay Thai, but because before in the early days of Yaoyan, when UFC was not around,
Mhm.
it was really pure stand-up fights.
Mhm.
It's like you're watching kickboxing fights.
Mhm.
They were known as deadly kickboxers,
Mhm.
Yaoyan guys. They even some even fought in Thailand and beat Muay Thai guys. I heard stories about that. I wasn't with them during those days, but there they say it's similar to Muay Thai, but it's also different to Muay Thai. They have different kicks. Muay Thai has different kicks. Yaoyan has different kicks. They have different punches. Yaoyan has they call it the Ardigma system, which means it's also two words combined in one, which means Ardigma stands for Arnis Pandigma. Arnis is the stick.
Yeah, a friend of
The
mine
screamer.
teaches that in Beijing actually.
Yeah.
He just founded the Artist Federation of China or something. Goes around teaching lots of seminars. He's also Filipino.
Yeah, so
Know lots of Filipinos in Beijing.
yeah, I think Filipinos are everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
So they have
Great people.
yeah, that's nice. The Arnis then Pandigma is a word. Is a Filipino word for digma is like war or going to war.
Mhm.
So it's they in short it's ardigma. So instead of using the stick to strike, we use our hands and legs the way how you strike the harness stick.
Mhm.
So there are strikes with our hands that looks like we are striking with a stick.
Mhm.
So that's what differentiate it from the Muay Thai strikes.
Mhm.
And they also have those street combat techniques. They call it Yaoyan combat, where you have disarming, locking.
Mhm.
They also have ground fighting,
Mhm.
but there wasn't a jiu-jitsu club here before.
Mhm.
Then when from watching UFCs and Pride,
Mhm.
or then I started it's usually jiu-jitsu that uh, wins. The small guy
Mhm.
taps the big guy out.
Mhm.
Then the guys from uh, our coach,
Mhm.
Norman Gore,
Yeah.
the one who founded DefTech Cebu,
Very
brought the DefTech here in Cebu. When I heard about them, uh, some of my friends already cross-trained with them, but I'll just stick with Yao Yan. But there came a time when I really wanted to learn more,
Mhm.
especially in the ground fighting,
Mhm.
because uh, I joined Yaoyan in 2006. In 2008, I was supposed to fight in a first MMA match,
Mhm.
but I'll be honest, I backed out. But I also backed out because I developed some kind of skin rash.
Mhm.
But I could still have fought with that skin rash. I just made it a reason that I had some rashes and I can't fight. I have rashes. But the main reason was I felt that I lacked ground skills.
Yeah.
So that
Well, it's
was
a smart reason to back out of a fight if you don't think that you're ready. If you're preparing and then you realize you're not ready, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get your brain. You don't want to get brain injuries. You don't want to get knocked out.
you don't want to lose.
You don't want to lose too.
You don't want to lose.
So it's a good. I think it's a good idea if you realize that you're not ready, especially for your first fight. Take it easy.
Back out and that was the time that event. The guys from Death Taxi who was also invited for that event. They had one guy. His name was I forgot his first name, but his family name was Denisi. He was fighting a guy from a different club. He was a huge guy. Denisi was thin, and when the bell rang, if you watch those Hoist Gracie fights, those the way yeah that was his stance,
Mhm.
and he just took the guy down, and I think he got a rear naked choke on him on the first round.
Mhm.
So that also made me realize, oh, what if I train with those guys?
Mhm.
But first, it was like a question of loyalty from leaving a gym,
Mhm.
leaving my first team, transferring to another team.
Mhm.
But for me, it's like if I won't do this, I won't evolve.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that the guys from Yaoyan don't have ground skills.
Yeah.
It was a personal thing. I just wanted to learn more, and I wanted to learn purely the jiu-jitsu.
Why would you go to I don't know, an MMA fighter if you want to learn how to do jiu-jitsu in the gi? You want to learn. You want to go to the person who specializes on that, not somebody who might be good at it, but who's who's not specialized in it. You know.
Yes.
I understand exactly what you mean. That's
So-
why when I first started out with MMA, I did MMA for like a year and a half before I tried jiu-jitsu, and like when I went to a jiu-jitsu gym, I still got tapped out by white belts, and I didn't know why. I knew all these techniques, except I didn't really because I mean my coach was good, but there's only so much you can learn in an MMA class before you get to fight. You know.
During my first session with DefTac, it was in the baseline gym.
Mhm.
During my first session, I was glad because I tapped someone out on first night. It was a girl, by the way, named Floor.
Oh shit, that's Kino's girlfriend. I heard she's a badass.
Yeah.
If Kino wasn't stronger than her, she'd be tapping him all the time. He said his words, not mine. His words.
Well, after that, after tapping Floor out during that the first night, I couldn't tap her out again for how many months?
Yeah.
Maybe I just got lucky.
Yeah, maybe she underestimated you because that's what sometimes happens with like somebody who's used to jiu-jitsu and somebody comes in for the first time. They're like, I'll see what
guys.
This happens to me a lot of times, especially when I roll with a white belt or a blue belt that I've never seen before. I'll see what this guy has got, and then I get caught because of my own, you know.
I got caught by a white belt last Tuesday.
See that's what I mean. Sometimes you get cocky. You see,
Yeah. I was just relaxing, then boom, got me an armbar.
Yep, that's how it happens. You know.
Then on the second session, I also tapped somebody out again,
Mhm.
and yes, it was also a girl. Then after that, it was me tapping the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's how it happens. But so you started jiu-jitsu. First time I rolled with you because I train at DefTech every time I'm in Cebu and my parents live here, so I come here a lot. I didn't the first couple of times I didn't know you yet, and then when we started rolling, I think in February or something like that, or March, I rolled with you for the first time, right?
Yeah, it was during those months.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah.
And Kino knows I'm really into leg locks, and Norman knows that they're like with the lower belts, don't go for leg locks except for straight ankle locks and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then when you went, because I was just trying to feel you out, and then when you went for the toe hold, I'm like this guy. And then all bets were off. It was like like you started going for the toe hold, I'm like, I think I asked you, so we're playing with leg locks?
Yeah.
And you said yes, and then boom, that was fun.
So, what started me with leg locks was when Norman was preparing for I think that was the Pan Asians in 2013.
Mhm.
He was doing toe holds.
Mhm.
He does those toe holds on me when he was preparing for it. So I really learned those toe holds from rolling with Norman Go.
Norman's a really good coach, though. He like his style and my style are very different. I'm fancy and not really basic oriented. Norman has really good basics, and he teaches you guys really good basics, which gives me a hard time sometimes rolling with the blue belt until I figure out their style, because the basics are so strong that I have to be a lot smarter to trick you into doing things that you would normally not see coming. But Norman's a really good coach, and I can understand that.
He is a good coach.
He's also one of the most unleg lockable guys I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, he even let me catch an ankle lock. He gives me his leg. I do an ankle lock. I don't know. He just doesn't tap on it.
Yeah. So when I rolled with you and you went for the leg lifts, I'm like, oh, I like this guy. And then we hit it off. I talked to you about your tattoos, and here we are now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I really love Def Tech. It's like my home away from home. I really love rolling with you because I get to experiment. Because you're not that heavy, so I can muscle you around a little bit, but even though I don't really. But it's more of like rolling around and whoever catches the leg first. And
Yeah. Well, I also like rolling with you because I learned a lot, especially with the leg locks.
you know,
It's your specialty.
it only became my specialty really recently, actually, because I was never into them. I used to have a really hard time even finishing a straight ankle lock. So I had one. I was never really into guard passing. I was always a guard player, and then I faced another guard player, and he was a purple belt. He now has a brown belt. He was a purple belt longer than I've been training jiu-jitsu. It was like a purple. It was my first purple belt competition. I think his last one or something before he beat me like 12-0, and then he got me with an armbar. He was just that much better than me. But I could not pass his guard for the life of me, so I looked into it. I looked into Dean Lister and into Josh Barnett. And both of them said, most of the time, if I'm in somebody's guard, I just look for a leg lock, unless I'm in butterfly guard. So I was like, leg locks, huh? Well, I hate passing guard anyways, so if I can just open up the guard somehow and get the leg lock, I might be off to a good start. So then I met Jay, and Jay was really good with leg locks because he came up in a sambo school. So he showed me a lot of things. I mean, I knew some heel hooks, I knew some basic knee bars, stuff like that, but I was never really good at it until I started rolling with Jay, and then I just like a rocket. It just kept getting better and better and better. And now I'm actually trying to, when I go with the guys, especially in the gi, not to use leg locks so much because it's kind of cheap. I'm really good at them, which is the reason I think I deserve my purple belt now because I'm better at I tap other purple belts, but I try to challenge myself and I try to not use leg locks on people, which makes the whole thing a lot harder. It's a real struggle.
Yeah, but when I trained for the Pan Asians, my first option was always going for key locks.
Americanas and stuff. Right?
Yeah, but then I realized that I'm not improving. I need to do something else. So then right now I think I usually I always go on top and go for the side mount. But what I do now is I want to train doing the position at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing, and it also helped me during my first MMA match, where every time I spar or I roll a death tack, I always go under.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You want to improve on your weak points. A friend of mine, Carson Gracie Black Belt, once told me. I only started playing guard after I got my purple belt, and before that I was only on top. I was like, really? Because I just got my purple belt and I've only been on the bottom ever. So now I'm trying to be on top a little bit more. I always start on the bottom and I try to go on top. And you know, I hate mount. It's like the worst position in my opinion. But I make do with it, you know.
Me too. I don't have submissions. A lot of submissions when I'm on mount. When I get mount, I transition to side mount.
Me too. Or I try to go for a leg lock.
Well, yeah.
People always say leg locks are really dangerous. Yes and no. Every submission is dangerous if you don't know how to do them. You gotta teach everybody to really pay attention. Leg locks, it's harder to recover legs than it is to recover arms because you use your arms so much more than you use your legs and you have so much more range of motion and stuff like that. So I get that. But I feel like if you start out from the beginning and give it the respect it deserves, and you show how to do it right and how to defend against it, it's not that dangerous. It's just that a lot of people don't know how to defend against them. So they'd rather go with, oh, they're dangerous. I don't want you teaching that at my school. No, it's just you need to focus on it.
But for me, I think the earlier, it's just my opinion. I think the earlier the better.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if you start with Jay, the first month or so he only did straight ankle locks. Like the first class he came to was a straight ankle lock class, and that's the first month or so that he trained. And that was one of the best leg lockers I know. He understands some positions where I'm like, what? I mean, we have some really good battles. Sometimes I get out, sometimes I get him, sometimes he gets me. Most of the time I don't understand the position half as well as he does. I'm just either winning by brute force or by being lucky, or by being faster, or by just moving in a way that makes me lucky, by scrambling and stuff. But he has like a deep understanding of the positions, and that's what I'm hoping to get towards. You know, it's really important because if you ignore half of your body, I talked to Kino about this, and in the beginning he's like, he told me that I really opened up like a huge part of his game because he ignored leg locks because everybody always says they're dangerous and nobody's really good at explaining how to do them. So when I rolled with him and I showed him some stuff that I've been playing with, he's like, damn, you open up like another half of the body that I can attack. So I think that's a really important tip.
For me also, I want to learn the the leg locks because I joined DefTac so that I could do MMA. And in MMA, there are no. I'm not familiar with the IBJJ rules and stuff. I just wanted to learn leg locks so I could apply it in MMA. And in MMA, there are no. I think there are no rules like with leg locks. Right? There's no reaping and stuff.
There's no rules on that. But I learned leg locks actually because all my teammates were stronger than me, and so I had to hit them with stuff they didn't know. And I figured, well, I don't care about rules. I don't care about competing that much. I just want to, get the people that get me with strength. I want to get them with technique. Technique they don't know, so that's why I looked into it. Also, I hated passing the guard, so that was a huge plus. It's like, oh, so you're telling me I don't have to pass the guard? All I have to do is attack the legs? Thank you.
I also have difficult time passing guards until now.
Yeah, well, you don't need to. Apparently, you do not need to pass the guard if you attack the legs.
I just wait for it to open up so to pass.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do.
Either that. Actually, one of these days I'll show one of my favorite guard escapes. I'll teach that. But for our episode, since the way we bonded was you going for a toe hold, I want to teach a toe hold from open guard. So the guy has you in open guard and how to get a toe hold, because that's the technique that I got my first purple belt ever with. I was a blue belt, and he would wipe the floor with me. So one time I just walked into his guard, I stood up, I saw that leg, and I went for it. I didn't even know, I barely remembered the technique. I was like, I saw this, let's just go for this. So I did it, and I tapped him. Needless to say, he wiped the floor with my ass for the next couple of months.
But you got it.
I got him, and it was one of the proudest moments of my life.
I think I caught higher belts with toe holds.
Yeah, that's what you get,
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You can't just limit your game. You gotta be open minded. And they always say if you open your mind too much, your brain falls out. But and when it comes to jiu-jitsu, I listen to everything and I do what I find interesting and what applies to me.
Also on my MMA match, the first submission hold I got was a toe hold. But I just had a hard time with the gloves. I couldn't reach my other arm. If I had no gloves, I'm sure it would have sunk in.
Yeah, probably. Toe holds are mean, and yours are pretty good. I once asked my coach, who was a Brazilian, who was really good at getting toe holds, and he was really good at getting out of them. So I asked him how to get out of it. He's like, well, you don't even let the other guy get it. So you straighten out your foot, and if he's still stronger and you feel it, you just push on their hands. Basically, you kick their hands off, and that's the best way to defend against the toe hold.
I need to learn those.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Dwayne. This is awesome. Sorry that we had to do this twice because I'm an idiot with the camera. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
We'll record the technique and the rolling soon. I want to do a roll with us, where we roll and where we do analysis of what we were thinking and stuff like that. But since we both like leg locks, I figured no gi would be better for that.
Yeah.
Because
I'll go in with no gi.
All right. Okay. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you have like a website or something that people can check out
Well,
for your tattoos if they're ever in Cebu or in?
Well, if you're ever in Cebu, you can just add me on Facebook. It's look for me at Duane Gacasan. It's DuaneGacasan. But
I'll put it in the description too.
yeah, but I think Facebook. I don't know about Facebook, but they give you a limit,
Like
5,000 friends, and I think I can't accept anymore. But you can click the follow button.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah.
you can just make a page or something. And bring the impaler tattoos.
Well, yeah, but
Here's his
it
logo.
would make me think about I have to manage a page and.
It's really easy. You can do it from your Facebook account. It's really easy.
Yeah.
I have one for the podcast.
Well, I have one, but I'm too lazy updating 2 pages at times. I just do my personal Facebook.
Okay, so follow Duane on Facebook.
Yeah. On Instagram too, Duane the Impaler.
Okay, I'll put both in the description. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll be back soon with the techniques.
Yeah.
So we're here in open guard. This is the first technique I'm going to purple belt with. He didn't see it coming, that's why I got him. But still, I'm really proud of it. So we're here. He has his feet on my hips. Trying to move around, and he won't let me pass. So you push in, go into his guard, and pull his leg up. Grab the toes, the hand around, and push down towards his butt. Okay? Now there's 2 ways to finish it. First one is just pushing towards the butt to get the tap. The other one is turning the heel out, which is attacking the knee more. Sometimes your opponent will have really good, really strong ankles, or they've broken their ankles. You have to hold them. So you want to attack the knee actually. One more time. I go in, I pull this up, I grab the toe, and 1, and 2, and to the outside. Okay. Let's get a little bit. So we're here. I go in and I grab here. My hand moves through like an Americana, and then I push. I push here. I can't finish it. If you straightens out his leg, I can push as much as I want to. It's going to be very hard to finish. So I want to make sure I push foot down to the butt and the toes to the outside. If I push him to the inside, it works. If I push him to the butt cheek across, it works too, but not as well. Okay? One more time. Boom. I go in. 1, 2, grab, 2, and 3. Okay? One more time, full speed. All right, cool. Okay, here we go. Starting here with just trying to get in. You have really good clinch game from your MMA. Just trying to get in. He kept swimming back. So, what were you thinking during that?
Usually I always want to go for underhook. If I want to have controls or just a clinch.
Just as I was about to go, just as I was about to go for a Russian tie, she shot in. So I got damn it. Tried to go for 18, but I'm not good at those, so didn't get it.
I also have any doubts if I would go down and do a double leg. I know how you would react.
Yeah, so I tried to shoot in. I shot in for a high crotch. Like I tried to go for a fireman's, but that didn't work, so I went for a high crotch. eventually took you down. It's one of the few techniques I actually practiced in wrestling, but I haven't practiced them in a while, so I need to get better at them. Yeah. Here, my fan is hanging out the back. I tried to go for the Kimura roll, but you already know that I'm going for that.
Yeah.
Then I tried to go for whatchamacallit, knee crusher. Here, I try to go for my very thin to do ever. Try to submit from the bottom, but as you know, if I do that a lot, so I always get you with that. And then try to get you the baseball choke, but that didn't work either.
Yeah, I noticed you were going for a baseball choke.
So here I'm going for the leg, you're pulling it back out. What happens next? You go for, oh yeah, you here. I give you my back, just so I could breathe. My hand is hurting me. See, I was like, I have one of two options. Either I defend, or try to get out. So first I was defending until you move to something else.
Yeah, I couldn't put your hand out.
Now, back here. Here was trying to go for a Grammy, but then you switched your grip, which is good. So try to go for the other side and you rolled with it. You went with it. So I had to pull guard. Put you in my lockdown. And that's that up.
Yeah, I always want to learn that sweep.
I'll show you in a second. It's really easy.
Yeah.
It all depends on where your body is.
Yeah, let's get me with that one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to push your body back in. So we're in view. See my plumber's crack. I got to take it back. I'm lousy at chokes from the back, so I just go straight to the armbar every time. You were struggling.
Yeah,
So when you
I
roll
thought
in,
it would go up.
good, I just pull your arm out. That was a struggle that first time. I was just shooting in. I wasn't even, I mean, I was trying, but I was already so tired that I was like, fuck it. And there's a total.
Yeah.
I just did. Encino man here, as you call it. I think next one you shoot him. I'm not 100% sure.
I went for a single leg.
I keep faking until you don't react anymore, and then I try to go for an outside single, but didn't work out. Here I didn't want to struggle because to me the beginning of a Jitsu match doesn't really matter as long as you get to the ground somehow. But it was a good thing. He going for that.
Yeah, I was going for the technique.
But the thing is, I'm so used to getting leg locks that I'm like, ah. And here we go. Leg entanglement. Try to go for it. I just pull your foot into like a craft crusher. It's a whole kind of situation, right? Unfortunately, we didn't get all of that.
Last minute. It's not.
And we're here at the last minute. Here you're going for the legs. I like going with you because with you I can go for the legs and not have to worry about anything. Not because you're not good, just because you already know leg locks and I don't have to worry about hurting you. On here, we're out of the picture.
Yeah.
I passed the butterfly guard eventually, home, and finish with a baseball bat. right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't see that anymore. But you did great. Considering that I have like, I don't know, 15 kilos on you. And,
I think so.
Alright, thank you, Duane.
Thanks, Chris.
It was my pleasure.
Coming with it from the start to the finish. Strictly business when I bring it to your attention. This honorable mention, piss all in your invention. Missus can't afford to mention. This is only my suggestion. My emergency dimension, psychometabolic message for the politics. Charlatans, evil inside the hearts of men. Evil beneath my penitence. Ego attacking common sense. Regal and poncho, most the Colbert and Ponza, right sponsor. Funny Nirvana never treated me proper. Never enough, nada to conquer my trauma. Little shopper, horrors and calamity. Stop the insanity. Battling over control, ballad of tragedy shown. Balancing out with the cold, watch the story unfold. Manifested when my destiny soul meant to expose, set to explode. At any moment, maintaining focus, holding on cause I know I get dropped. For the right back here, I'm gonna fight this shit. I'm gonna take this risk and let my pride get dropped. For the right back here, cause there's no question I've been through worse, I can handle this. Get dropped for the right back here. It's what I always get dropped for the right back here. I got my second win, I'm gonna rise up and pump my fist. Yeah, come on, get up. Yeah, come on, get up. Yeah, come on, get up. Come on, get up. Come on, get up. Never this crazy before. Time to settle the score. Treading the floors, but thinking of skies. Feeling a rise, feet of mine. Ain't meant to walk the line. The verse best my vibe, but first it curves and strides. Sights and strikes, strikes with might and smite. All adversaries, big bang, anger, theory, big man. Nah, you hear me? It's that fast, the fury, the past, enduring, which my passion's curing, the task, alluring. My mask is fuming, you ask, assuming like I'm trash for using. Keep yapping like I'm bashing, I'ma smash and spew it. Don't be stupid, nah, the reason do it till I'm useless, cause I know what I'm pursuing. Get dropped for the right back here. I'm gonna fight this shit, I'm gonna take this risk and let my pride get dropped for the right back here. Cause there's no question, I've been through worse, I can handle this. Get dropped for the right back here. It's what I always get dropped for the right back here. I got my second win, I'm gonna rise up and pump my fist. It was the pain that brought the way I sang this song, that's why I last this long. It was the pain that brought the way I sang this song, that's why I sang this song. It's for the pain I brought, this is the fate I saw. It was the pain that brought the way I sang this song, that's why I last this long. It was the pain that brought the way I sang this song, that's why I sang this song. It's for the pain I brought, this is the fate I saw. And I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. And I'm falling again. It's what I always do. I get dropped for the right back here.